So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Since our last video on Regina Daniels, there has been plenty of updates on that subject, but I wanted us to take a quick break on it and cover the Tiwa Savage documentary before getting back to it. I hope you did enjoy that documentary. You do not want to miss it if you didn't watch it. I know many of us have already heard of some updates, yes, but on this channel, we are very thorough and detailed. So we're gonna go from the beginning and flow to the present story. Do not skip any part of it. Follow through with us. We will touch every one of them. Now in this video that we covered on Regina, we explained why it may be more likely for Regina to go back to the senator than not. And we listed factors like her children, the lifestyle, the status of her opponent, the fantasy image that she had already created, and of course, the possibility of family pressure. But this story of Regina Daniels has quickly reminded us that the peace that can come from emancipation from captivity and distress can outweigh and is indeed more valuable than luxury and status. A powerful lesson indeed. You know, it's like a house girl, a domestic staff. We call them house girl in Nigeria. It's like a domestic staff living with a big, serving a big madam and oga, living in a big house, entering fancy cars, is exposed to cable television. Maybe she has her own room, eating food that she has not even tested before. And one day she wakes up and she wants to go back home. She wants to go back to the one bedroom that she shares with 4 other siblings. And people are wondering, calling her an ingrate, calling her unwise and stupid. But as she lays on that mattress, that small mattress, sharing a bowl of rice with her favorite sibling, the wave of satisfaction is priceless. The rush of joy is palpable. And just as I always tell you guys, that at the end of the day, nothing, absolutely nothing, can make up for a loss of inner peace, of genuine happiness, and of real, true human connection. Never ever forget that. So, if you're new here, you're seeing my face, you're coming across our channel for the first time, you're welcome. Who is sharing puff puff? Let it go round. Don't fail to hit the subscribe button. Oh yes, give this video a big thumbs up. Drop your thoughts down in the comment section as we proceed, and stay glued because we have so much more coming your way. And hey, who am I to just move on with my life like nothing big happened over here? Guys, we hit 300,000 subscribers. Oh my God. Look at this, our channel that we started as a joke a few years ago. It is fast becoming, what shall I call it, a movement. It is fast becoming a huge community. And I am so grateful for each and every one of you here, trusting me, loving me, following me, hating me. I'm grateful for every one of you. Congratulations to us. Sorry I said this late. This is the first video that I'm shooting since we hit 300,000 subscribers. The other videos that I have been pushing out were already recorded before we attained that feat. So congratulations to all of us. Let us dive right into this video proper. When Daddy Ned put out that statement accusing his young wife Regina of substance abuse and being a violently tempered, destructive person, and then went further to state his conditions, his ultimatum, demanding that she gets rehabilitation, she undergoes rehabilitation and therapy, either in Jordan or in Abuja. There were some rumors right after that Regina was missing. Her number was unreachable, nobody could find her. I didn't carry that story. Yes, I could have just jumped on the engagement, but I chose not to because I genuinely believed that that was false. And why did I? Because I went to her brother's page. Her brother, who is a musician, I went to his Instagram page and I found new posted videos of he and his mother vibing and promoting one of his songs. So I thought to myself that there is no way in the world that his sister, her daughter, could have been missing and incommunicado and they will be promoting music. So I just assumed that it was one of those social media talk. I had the conviction that she was just taking out some time to strategize. Yes, this thing just came out suddenly, just the week before that incident. She was on Instagram as usual, praising her husband, for buying her this diamond ring, for doing this for her. So the whole outburst and exposure was so sudden. So yes, I understood that she needed time to pull herself together, give it a thought, strategize on the next line of action, and decide on the way forward. And my guess was right, because after a few days, Regina resurfaced online. Now, when Regina made her comeback to social media, she didn't address the issue. She didn't issue any statement, either debunking or contradicting what her husband had already put out. She didn't say anything. Videos of her walking gracefully and smiling gleefully made it out to the internet, was posted by her brother and her friends. She wasn't the one that posted it, by the way, but they made it out online and we were glad to see her back. And so in that video, they were in some sort of designated aviation terminal, and then they got aboard a private jet and they were vibing together, eating, gisting, taking shots and just having a good time. Now at this point, there was widespread belief, it spread like wildfire, that Regina and her husband, the senator, were in some sort of reconciliation process. There was mediation going on and they were trying to get back together. And I personally do not think that that assumption was spitefully arrived at or was born out of mischief. No, because I also had reason to believe that, especially primarily considering the fact that she was in a private jet that looked exactly like the one that she used to get in when she was with the senator. We all know that she doesn't own a private jet, so it was just assumed that, this is her husband's arrangement for the jet. And so when these rumors of reconciliation began to spread, they were quickly debunked by Regina's camp. Taken to Instagram, Regina's sister posted this: "Why una like to dey assume things for this social media like this? So because of private jets, we go forget pain and plenty scars just like that. Thank God say plane no cost to book, na just $10,000. Ha! That one no cost. God word." And she went further to conclude. She said, "And now my sister, my idolo, pay for ram. Clock it." This Gen Z, we kill somebody. Clock it. Bakam. Now, she didn't stop at this. She went further to release series of shocking and disheartening, almost gory pictures that her sister Regina allegedly suffered on the day of that incident. And at this point, some people were like, this is serious. This is not looking good at all. Regina cried out and she said, "This violence is too much." Nobody says something that was done at the first instance is too much. For someone to cry out bitterly that something is too much, it means that it has been both willful and persistent. And her brother also lent his voice when he said, "You don't beat my sister again," meaning it's not the first time. But Daddy Ned immediately countered that allegation and released a statement alleging that Regina is not only the aggressor, she is a drug user, a substance abuser. So people were wondering, how did she then sustain all these levels of injuries? We were confused, but we were still watching very keenly, studying the situation and swearing, vouching to get to the bottom of it. To further buttress his sister's point about them being financially and fully in charge of their own doings, Regina Daniels' brother took to Instagram to post this band of dollar bills, indirectly telling the senator that I'ma tell you, like who told me, cash rules everything around me. Dollar, dollar bill, yeah. Dollar, dollar bill, yeah. Hey, oh, Diego. It was getting bonkers. Now, as this was going on, our intel informed us that this private jet that they had boarded had left the east and was en route to Lagos. And people wondered, what are all of you doing in Lagos? What is going on in Lagos? Can you fill us in? But we did not have to wonder for too long. Officially breaking her silence since the incident, Regina Daniels shared pictures and images of this modern, spacious, tastefully designed, state-of-the-art duplex, which was located at the highbrow, cosmopolitan, sophisticated, elite, and upscale area of Ada in Lagos State. And when we saw these pictures, we pinched ourselves. We look left, we look right. We were like, Regina, who has this house? She responded. Captioning that post, Regina re-echoed as though emphasizing what she had earlier mentioned at the ill-fated altercation in the house of the senator. And she said, in my house, I am a queen. I needed a roof over my head, so I got this for me and my family. Poor. Hey, Gen Z, how una TikTok am? Poor. And that is on Guinea. Period. So while Daddy Ned came on national television with a red cap, releasing official statements, giving ultimatums and conditions, his Gen Z wife called his bluff and excused herself from his house and from the marriage. You know, when I started talking about this marriage thing and relationships and my thoughts on it and how divorces will become so very rampant in the nearest future, and I expressed myself on what I felt was the projection, the future of marriages in Nigeria and maybe in Africa as a whole. It's been many years ago, very, very long before I got a big platform and even before news like this became an almost everyday discussion. This November, I would have been married for 12 years. I may not have spent donkey years married yet, but I could never be considered an entire novice in this institution called marriage. Any institution, any establishment, any place, any endeavor that you have put in 12 years, you cannot be considered clueless about that establishment. So I have had my own experience. I have been blessed to have accumulated and been exposed to plenty of experiences of other people by virtue of my position as a media personality. People trust me with a lot of information. I've also been exposed as a lawyer dealing with real life divorce cases, reading and mastering hundreds of divorce cases and personally being involved in them, and also having spent almost a decade in banking. I've also had that exposure of understanding marriages from a lot of people in many respects, including from the financial lens. Then to top it all up, God blessed me with the natural wisdom and inclination for many things. And with all of that, I called you people and I said, my kings, Jokosimbe, my ladies, come, let me tell you something. From what I am seeing, I don't mean to be a prophet of doom, but I am just telling you through clear projection that there would be a very sharp change in the trajectory of marriages in the future in Nigeria, in Africa. And I told you guys that marriages in the future will no longer be like the marriages that you knew your father and your mother to have practiced. It will no longer be a lopsided, one-sided event where one person reserves the monopoly of bad behavior without accountability, without consequence, while the other party is perpetually expected to endure, to pray, to manage, to suffer. And I told us that it will not work that way in modern times, because that is not a natural, sustainable pattern of coexistence between any two people involved in anything, whether it's friendship, whether it's partnership, whether it's a working relationship, whether it's marriage, whatever coexistence that human beings make together. It cannot be sustained a long time where the dynamics is tilting entirely towards one person while the other person is perpetually submerged. When Christ said that if somebody slaps you, you should do what? Turn to the other cheek. Do you know why he emphasized that? Because the natural response when somebody slaps you is to slap back. Christ knows that that is how humans are designed. They are designed to give what they are given, to reciprocate. It is not a natural expectation to demand kindness from somebody you are being unkind to demand loyalty from somebody you are being disloyal to demand fidelity from somebody you are being unfaithful to expect kindness from somebody you are being unkind to. The human function is not about gender. The human function was not designed to operate that way. And while I gave these warnings, some of my kings were breathing hard. And they were like, Barrister Leze, so how did our mothers do it? How did our mothers do it? They were fuming like that dog that has big chest in Tom and Jerry. And I told them, sit down. I told them that these mothers that you people are quoting, do you know that you don't know some versions of them that we, their daughters, know? Do you know that there's some information that you are not privy to that have been divulged to us, their daughters? Do you know that many of them are miserable, filled with trauma and regret? Some of them, when you see them, they have dried like Kilishi from the north. Bitterness in their soul because of the experience that's your father put them through. They are not happy. That's my mother. How are our mothers? Our mothers. Those mothers tell us their daughters. And if they had the leverage, the opportunities, the avenues that exist today, that is available today, they will not have stayed. Because nobody loves or enjoys being maltreated or subdued. And I gave them an honest advice. You know, I'm always looking out for my kings. And I told them, the only way you can enjoy this thing that you said, my mother, is go and check some of those your mothers, some of their friends, some of their aunties, they don't get married. It's not everybody that was fortunate to find a husband. Go and get one of those mommies of those times that didn't get married. Get them. Marry them. That is the only way you can get those things that you say you want from your mother's time. Marry one of those your mother's friends. And they were like, Barrister Neze, how can you say this kind of thing now? And I told them, listen, the only way that we can preserve this beautiful gift of marriage that God has given and bestowed upon us is by mutual respect. Not lopsided respect. It's by mutual respect, kindness, empathy, and above all, that golden rule of do unto others what you want others to do to you. Shikina. This marriage that I am experiencing here, that I am seeing here, the only way to enjoy it entirely, not enjoy where one person will be enjoying, the other person is drying up in pains. The only way to enjoy it, both parties, is by the 3 C's that I've been mentioning on this channel. Do you know it? Can you remember? Compassion, conscience, common sense. It will be sweet like honey, like sugar cane. 20 years will pass. You won't even know that you've been married. While others are crying, marriage is hard, marriage is hard. You'll be wondering, is it the same marriage I'm in, or what is going on here? These 3 C's by the both parties. But if your format in this present day and time, your blueprint is I am the man, I can do and undo, while the other party is expected to be subjected to a lifetime of endurance and torture due to many factors that exist now that was not existing at the time that you are comparing the modern marriage to. I don't need to mention those factors, but due to those factors, the ladies now may lack the capacity to cope. The Gen Zs, the Gen Alphas. In fact, the last set of endurance in marriages we had is the millennials. You people should come and crown us, give us a valedictory service. We, the millennials, was where that endurance thing has ended, because we, the millennials, we are in the middle of the Gen X's and the Gen Z's. So we have tested no social media. Social media came before our eyes like this, isn't it? We have tested no social media, and we have now tested social media. We have tested no excess freedom, and then we have tested some levels of liberty. We have tested and endured periods of limitations, and then we integrated into a time of opportunities. So despite we are assertive and we have opinions, we still, deep down, we still have that, that respect, that shame culture that was passed down to us. We still have small patience. We can still manage small and tolerate, But going forward after us, the era of AI, the era of options, the era of getting bored quick, the era of ahead, the era of go to hell, the era of poor energies will be returned. Staying up late at night crying for you, starving oneself in the name of fasting for you to stop sleeping while you are out sleeping around. These Gen Z generation, these younger generation, these Gen Zs got the last glimpse of the turnout of their mother's experiences, and it is like they are revolting some toxic dynamics, and they will be damned to go through the same thing. So they would leave faster. They will walk out quickly. They cannot be shamed like back then, because you cannot shame the shameless. They would shame themselves. You want to call them prostitutes? It's not like our time. If somebody call you Ashawo, you go and cry. Now you call them Ashawo, they'll tell you, yes, I am Ashawo, like your mother. They will cheat back. They will them consequences. They would come out and tell their stories without shame or fear. You cannot threaten them like before, that if you leave the marriage, men will just be sleeping with you. They will tell you that I am the one that slept with him. I am the one that used him. It's not like our time. If they tell you that you'll be sleeping around, man will use you, you'll be scared. Now they will tell you that I was the one in charge. I was the one that was on top of the mountain. They would leave the children with you and walk out. They are nothing like your mothers. That era is gone. So what is the way forward? How can we still preserve marriages? It is by both parties doing their best. It is by training our daughters and training our sons for the women that they would meet in the future. I'm not saying that we should leave our daughters to just, lack patience and, garbage in, garbage out. No, we would also be holding their ear and saying, hey, everything in life needs patience. Calm down small, But we now have to involve training our sons to teach them to be of good conduct. That is the new reality. And that is the reality and the reactions that we have been getting in recent times. And that is exactly what we have seen play out in Regina's case. This Gen Z baddie wife has shocked the world, defied all society's expectations, damned the consequences, and played grandpa in his own game. The senator clearly underestimated his young wife. Now, as you very well know, covering these stories is not for gossip purposes. The joy and the satisfaction for me are the lessons and the messages that we learn, we share in the process around life, relationships, and marriages. Follow us. This story is far from over, and we will continue in our next video. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your thoughts down in the comment section, and stay glued for we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.